Darren James Leonard James Promotions.net. What are the general characteristics of a sailboat charter in the Canary Islands with lots of exciting new sounds? The Canary Islands form an archipelago of 7 main islands and 6 islets. They are an autonomous region of Spain with 2 provinces, Las Palmas and Santa Cruz de Tenerife, with the capitals Las Palmas de Gran Canaria and Santa Cruz de Tenerife. The Canaries enjoy mild climate all year round. The beaches are lovely. There are impressive natural attractions like the dunes of Maspalomas on Gran Canaria and Mount Teide on Tenerife, which is the world's 3rd largest volcano measured from its base on the ocean floor. The landscapes are very varied depending on the geographical location. You can find volcanoes, mountains, high dunes, pine forests, laurel forests, jungle, desert, banana plantations, orchards, vineyards and much more. The marine wildlife is stunning. You can spot whales, dolphins, loggerhead turtles, porpoises, etc. Also on land there is abundant and very special flora and fauna. The Canary Islands have a very good traffic network. All islands have an airport, the largest being Gran Canaria Airport. Tenerife even has 2, one in the south and one in the north. The main ports are Las Palmas on Gran Canaria, Port of Santa Cruz de Tenerife and Port of Los Cristianos in southern Tenerife. Good roads enable you to go for land excursions, and there are also ferries and fast ferries linking the islands together. Local cuisine and culture is highly intriguing. The islands have been a stopping point for many sailors before an Atlantic crossing throughout the centuries. So you encounter many museums that tell you about this rich history. Some figures regarding a yacht charter in the Canaries. Location: Northeast Atlantic Ocean, 27 degrees to 29 degrees north, 14 degrees to 18 degrees west, ca. 100 to 500 kilometers west of Africa, off the southernmost Moroccan coast. Main islands largest to smallest: Tenerife, Fuerteventura, Gran Canaria, Lanzarote, La Palma, La Gomera, El Hierro. Total length of coastline, 1,500 kilometers. Total surface area, 7,493 square kilometers. Highest point, Mount Teide, 3,718 meters. Population, ca. 2,105,000. Country code, +34. Climate, subtropical and desertic, moderated by the sea and the trade winds. Tidal range, up to 2.5 meters. What are the most popular charter destinations and cruising grounds in the Canary Islands? The distances between all the different Canary Islands are larger than in the Balearics, for example, so you get to spend more time at open sea during crossings. Longitudinally they are arranged along a stretch of 450 kilometers. Winds can funnel between the islands and the anchorages aren't that protected. Also, the distance between mooring options is much larger than in other sailing grounds in the Mediterranean. So it has to be said that a yacht charter in the Canaries is rather for more experienced sailors than for a family sailing holiday. Head to Fuerteventura where you find beautiful beaches and dramatic rocky volcanic landscape. The port of Gran Tarajal has 258 moorings for yachts up to 100 meters. It offers all kinds of services including a travel lift and is close to the nearest airport. Anchor at Ajui village on the west coast to see the black sands of Caleta Negra, for instance. From here sail to Lanzarote with its unique scenery and many craters. On the way stop at Los Lobos, a small island and national park. The distance between Fuerteventura and Lanzarote is only about 9 nm. For any services head to the Marina Lanzarote that can host 400 boats up to 60 meters. Sail the approximately 57 nm distance from Fuerteventura to Gran Canaria. The island boasts a high diversity of landscape from desert to jungle and mountains. Deep sea fishing is great there. Head to El Cabron Marine Reserve for fantastic diving. You can moor up in the international port of Las Palmas, the first mid-Atlantic port that was built and the most important one in Spain. It has 850 berths for boats up to 45 meters and is known as the Great Atlantic Gas Station. A wide variety of services is at your disposal if need be. Tenerife, about 38 nm away, is the largest island in the Canaries and has 336 kilometers of coastline. Admire the famous Mount Teide from the sea. There are beautiful beaches to cruise along and set anchor. Santa Cruz Marina in the main town has 300 berths for boats up to 80 meters maximum and a full range of nautical services. Over time it has been used as a port of call for many regattas and as the last stopping point for many boats before their Atlantic crossing. From Tenerife it is only about 20 nm to La Gomera, which has the shortest length of coastline with 97 kilometers. You need to sail about 37 nm from La Gomera to La Palma, the greenest of all islands. It features spectacular lava fields and offers many gorgeous bays to anchor, swim and snorkel. El Hierro, the southwesternmost and most remote island, lies about 39 nm away from La Gomera. It is more deserted than the other islands and you encounter much more unspoilt nature and can experience very tranquil cruising. What kind of weather can you expect on a bareboat charter vacation in the Canaries? In principle there are two main seasons. A dry season in summer and a rainy season in winter. The main charter holiday season takes place in the European and North American winter months from October to April when the trade winds subside. The sirocco, a desert wind from east or south, brings fine African Sahara sand with it. Winds can be funneling between the islands, so good sailing skills are needed. The westernmost islands of La Gomera, La Palma and El Hierro have a different climate due to the moist Gulf Stream leading to more rainfall and lusher landscape with rain forests etc. Brief recap of the weather for sailing charter Canary Islands. Average temperature high, August, 29 degrees. Average temperature low, January, February, 15 degrees. Average precipitation high, December 30 to 40 millimeters, depending on the island. Average precipitation low, July, August 0.2 millimeters. Strongest winds, northeast trade winds, April to October. Average high of monthly sunshine hours, July, 295 to 337. Average low of monthly sunshine hours, December, 168 to 195. Main season, October to April. How much does a yacht charter cost in the Canary Islands and what types of charters are there? You can rent a 12-meter sailboat from €1,500 per week onwards. Depending on the size, model and equipment, the price will go up accordingly. You can choose between sailboat monohull or catamaran hire and powerboat rental. You could do bareboat yacht charter or opt for a skippered respectively a crewed yacht up to 20 meters. Luxury yacht hire for boats from 24 meters onwards is a further possibility. What is there to do apart from sailing on your boat rental in the Canaries? Visit Maspalomas in the south of Gran Canaria. There is a nature reserve with bird nesting areas and an impressive desert-like landscape with high dunes. The specially designed town with convention centers, shopping malls, casinos, golf courses and theme parks as well as a lighthouse is the largest tourist destination in the Canaries. Go to Teide National Park on Mount Teide, the highest mountain in Spain. It is a World Heritage Site and spans 189.9 square kilometers. Also located in the park is the second highest volcano of the Canaries, the Pico Viejo, with its 3,135 meters high peak. There is an observatory in the park which makes for some amazing stargazing. Other national parks to visit are the Caldera de Taburiente on La Palma, the Garajane on La Gomera and the Timanfaya on Lanzarote. Admire Lanzarote's moon-like landscape with 300 volcanic craters. It surely is a sight to behold. Go see the archaeological site of the Cave of the Guanches, the extinct aboriginal inhabitants of the Canaries, in Icod de los Vinos on Tenerife. The rock carvings in it date back to the 3rd century. Icod de los Vinos is a lovely old town founded in 1501 with impressive manors and palaces. Worth a visit is the Museo de Arte Sacro, the ancient dragon tree, said to be 1,000 years old, and the Plaza de la Pila, which is regarded to be the most beautiful plaza in the Canaries. San Marcos Church makes for good sightseeing, as does the nearby park and the botanical gardens. Go to the Playa San Marcos. It is nicely protected by cliffs and covered entirely in black sand. Check out the Cueva del Viento, the largest volcanic cave and lava tube in the world. It is over 17 kilometers long and boasts an amazing and unique fossilized fauna. Visit the amazing folklore festival Tablas de San Andrés on November 29. It involves tasting of the newly harvested wine and sliding through town on wooden boards in memory of the custom of transporting wood from higher parts of town down to the workshops. There are many more lovely traditional festivals throughout the year like Los Hachitos on June 23, which is a remnant of the summer solstice fire cult. Attend the Carnival of Santa Cruz de Tenerife and the Carnival of Las Palmas. They are amongst the most famous in Spain and celebrated on the streets between the months of February and March. Check out the Canarian Olympic Sailing Week for Olympic classes and guest classes in December. It's a high-profile race with top sailors from all over Europe and part of the Spanish Olympic series. Try out game fishing, play water sports and venture for whale, dolphin or turtle sighting. Go sightseeing in the historically beautiful capital Santa Cruz de Tenerife. And last not least, sample the local cuisine, which is a fascinating mix of Aboriginal, Latin American and African influences. In the Canaries, there is something for every taste. How to rent a sailboat or power boat in the Canary Islands. If you hire a yacht in the Canary Islands, you either need a skipper's license or a proof that you have sufficient sailing experience. There are some very professional yacht charter providers specialized in bareboat or crude charter and motor or sailing boat rental in the Canary Islands. Read some of the customer reviews about individual sailing holidays in the Canaries. Super yachts, generally defined as luxury yachts over 80 feet in length, are the equivalent of floating private five-star hotels, with no expense spared. Today's super yachts offer high-speed internet connections, plasma screen TVs with satellite video on demand, superb chefs that cook to your exact specifications, all the water toys such as jet skis, water skiing, scuba gear and wind surfers. Their interiors are often created by name designers, and offer rooms for every need: offices, kids' rooms with nannies' quarters, of course, glorious master suites, separate decks for sunning, hot tubbing, and dining, and lavishly appointed salons and dining rooms. Crew members often outnumber guests and offer unending hospitality. Some super yachts even have their own beauticians, masseuses and scuba diving instructors. All this luxury usually floats in one of the world's paradises, be it the Caribbean islands, the French or Italian Riviera, Sardinia, Greece, Spain or lesser-known but equally enchanting areas of Asia, Australia, South America or Africa. It is common for a super yacht to spend the summer in Mediterranean hot spots and then cross the Atlantic to the Caribbean for the winter, to hop between St. Bart's, St. Lucia, St. Martin, Martinique and or the Grenadines. All of this luxury can also be yours. The super yacht charter market is growing fast, with more and more gorgeous yachts being launched every year. You don't have to be named Onassis or Armani to be on their boats. And the costs need not be only for the super rich. If you divide the price of a super yacht by 2 or 3 couples, often the prices work out the equivalent to what you would spend at a 5-star resort. Chartering a super yacht. Many people are a bit intimidated about chartering a super yacht. There are lots of terms and customs that they don't understand. But there is no need to be. Chartering a super yacht is really no different than booking a luxury hotel. In fact, it's easier because your broker will do the work for you for no charge. Here are some tips about chartering a super yacht. Plan your holiday or event. The most important thing you can do for us is to give your broker as much firm detail as possible for what you are looking for. The W's come to mind. Who will be going, how many cabins required, children, etc. Where do you want to charter, where will you be flying into, sites you want to see. What type of yacht do you want, motor, sail, classic, modern. What is your general budget? Why are you chartering, holiday, event, family gathering, business meeting? The more of the above questions you can answer, the better the broker will be able to find you the perfect boat. Book early. The best yachts are booked 6 months or more in advance. If you want a summer holiday charter in the Mediterranean, you should start thinking about it in November and try to book by the end of January. If you're looking for a winter holiday in the Caribbean, it's best to plan it during the summer. Look at several alternatives and ask questions. This is the fun part. First, familiarize yourself with the types of yachts available by surfing some of the more popular yacht charter websites. You'll soon spot the types of yachts that appeal to you, sailing versus motor, classic versus chic, etc., and the costs that are associated with these choices. Then look for a broker who you like working with. You should get great service from an online broker, or switch to someone else. The broker will normally provide you with online brochures of 4 to 5 yachts that meet your criteria. This is the time to dream, ask questions, and make sure you are getting the yacht you desire. Your broker can often visit the yacht and speak with the crew, and help you plan your itinerary or assure that the crew understands your specific needs. No question is too small. You are making a substantial purchase, so make sure you get exactly what you want. The crew makes the charter. Even if you find the perfect yacht, it's the crew that makes for the most spectacular charters. Some crews are traditional and formal, some more relaxed and fun-loving. Your charter broker will be able to provide you with a crew profile, and in many cases will have already met them in person and can tell you if the crew is a good fit for your needs. Charter costs. The general charter fee you pay rents you the boat and the services of the crew for your stated charter period. Unless stated otherwise, food, drink, and fuel will be extra. There will normally be mooring fees and possibly fees for scuba, water toys, and communications. To facilitate this process and build trust, the industry has developed the Advanced Provisioning Allowance (APA) system. The charter operator estimates the expenses that will be incurred, depending on your itinerary, usually 20% to 30% of the charter fee, which is paid by you up front. This provides a bank account for the captain, who makes expenditures on your behalf and keeps accurate records. At the end of the charter, they will refund you the difference, or ask you to pay more to cover any shortfall. Tipping is not obligatory, but common practice on super yachts, normally 5% to 20% of the charter price on a sliding scale depending on how great you thought the crew was. Normally, you will be asked to pay 1/2 of the charter fee upon signature, and 1/2 approximately 30 days before the charter. For obvious reasons, the charter will not begin until all payments are made. Other useful information. Once you've booked, you will normally be asked to fill out a passenger list with people's likes and dislikes, allergies, and any special needs, desired itinerary form and provisioning requests. Please fill these out and return as soon as you can. They're critical to your overall satisfaction. Super yachts normally use a MIBA (Mediterranean Yacht Brokers Association) contract that is designed to standardize charter terms and protect both the charterer and owner. It has standard protections and escalation clauses in case there are problems. Your broker can send you one prior to making decisions if you want to familiarize yourself with the terms. You should also know that, once booked, you have signed a legally binding contract. You are obligated by law to pay the entire charter amount regardless of whether you actually board the yacht. In exceptional cases, you may be able to cancel, but monies will be refunded only if the yacht can be chartered to another client. Because of this, many clients purchase insurance against cancellation. Yacht types. Motor yachts are generally categorized by length 30, 40, 50 meter, number of cabins, manufacturer, Benetti, Fedship, Sunseeker, Dubois, Rodriguez, and propulsion type, sail versus motor. ASY is a sailing yacht, AMY is a motor yacht. Each manufacturer has its own style, from a Rodriguez sleek Mangusta to the classic looks of a Benetti. Charter locations. You can charter a super yacht on virtually any sea. The standard cruising areas for these yachts tend to be the Western Mediterranean, normally starting from one of the famous French Riviera ports such as Cannes, Antibes, Saint-Tropez or Monaco. Corsica and Sardinia are hugely popular cruising areas, as is the lovely Italian Riviera. Naples, Amalfi Coast, Capri and the beautiful island of Sicily are also popular if you want an Italian flavor. To the west, you have the Spanish destinations including Barcelona, the Balearic Islands of Majorca and Ibiza and the Costa del Sol. Cruising the Greek islands provides the famous mixture of beauty, history, culture, food and tranquility, and Croatia is the up-and-coming hot Mediterranean destination with its hundreds of beautiful and secluded islands. A superyacht holiday in the Caribbean or Bahamas is also legendary. Hotspots these days are St. Barts, Anguilla, St. Martin, and Barbados. We're also seeing many more exotic locations: Alaska Wildlife Adventures, Patagonia, the Great Barrier Reef, the Galapagos, even Antarctica. Your broker can arrange an itinerary for any of the above destinations, on a yacht that is specially selected for your needs. Many words spring to mind as you step on board: wild time, elegant, sophisticated, chic and contemporary, to name but a few. Highly polished cherry wood cabinetry features throughout the yacht with the exception of the Sky Lounge, which features a softer and warmer decor made up of smooth honey oak fittings, lighter textured fabrics and trimmings, resulting in an overall vision of a perfect luxury yacht charter. Wild Time, a Bonetti Classic 120, exterior designed by Stefano Regini and the interior by François Zuretti, the same team that brought you the Classic 115. The yacht has a modern wide-body style with beautiful large windows providing a light and spacious feel to the interior. Wild Time sleeps 10 in 3 double and 2 twin cabins. The master suite, on the main deck, is sheer opulence decorated with silks in ivory and gold, a bathroom crafted from marble and offers stunning views from the panoramic bow window. The VIP and twin guest cabins below deck employ rich fabrics with exquisitely designed soft furnishings and marble bathrooms. The external deck areas are an extension of the interior color scheme, complementing with teak and rattan deck furniture and matching lounger and scatter cushions. The main salon and formal dining areas continue the theme of magnificence, dressed in delicately embroidered silks in soft coffees and creams, with stunningly beautiful tassel trims and onyx marble flooring, bar top and coffee tables. Being less formal, the Sky Lounge has a more cozy feel, with the oak contrasting with smartly tailored soft furnishings in black and bronze, tying in with the sophisticated black leather desk top and bar front. For additional sparkle, black granite has been used in the bar top and coffee table. For those who prefer to be outside, Wild Time offers alfresco dining, deck jacuzzi and an array of exciting water toys for the more adventurous charterer. The yacht has a crew of 7 led by experienced Captain Jeremy Dean to cater for your every need and who, as you would expect from a yacht of this standard, offer a service to exceed expectation. Aside from admiring the decor, Wild Time is also packed with fun and entertainment. Relax in the deck jacuzzi as you watch fellow guests play on the water with the extensive variety of water toys ranging from water skis, wakeboards and inflatables to the more tranquil kayaks and snorkels. Large plasma screens, hi-fi and DVD systems are tastefully placed throughout the interior. For the more technically minded, hull material, glass reinforced plastic with single skin decks material, glass reinforced plastic with core sandwich superstructure material, glass reinforced plastic with core sandwich outfitting details, stainless steel IC 316L. Propulsion system, engines, Caterpillar C32 generators, Kohler 80 kW at 50 Hz. Equipped with 2XZF or MPM reduction gear boxes, mod 3351 ratio 4000 to 12X fixed pitch screw propellers, 5 blades. The main propulsion system must be chosen before signing the contract. Tank capacity, fuel 10.000 USG 38.000 liters approximately, clean oil 105 USG 400 liters approximately, dirty oil 105 USG 400 liters approximately, fresh water 1.980 USG 7.500 liters approximately, gray water 264 USG 1.000 liters approximately, black water 790 USG 3.000 liters approximately. Performances: max speed at half load, displacement 16.0 knots, approximately cruising speed 85%, max power at half load, displacement 15.0 knots, approximately, range at 11 knots, 3,400 nanometers approximately. She can cross the Atlantic Ocean on her own bottom with a range of 3,300 nm at an 11-knot economical speed. On October 16, 2006, the solar-powered catamaran was officially launched. The first solar-powered transatlantic crossing began at 7 p.m. The vessel departed from Basel, Switzerland and will travel to Miami, Florida. The trip's final destination is New York City. The 7,000-mile journey is expected to finish by the spring of 2007. The boat was named Sun 21. The vessel sleeps 5 to 6 persons and has room for large groups for visits or short excursions. The catamaran is pretty standard for the types of vessels that are available today, except for a large deck covered with photovoltaic cells. Sun 21 uses 2 electric engines that run on batteries that have been powered by solar cells. During the day, the catamaran uses less energy than it burns. The excess energy is stored into batteries. The stored power is then used during non-daylight hours. The boat is able to travel at a constant speed of 5 to 6 knots 24 hours a day, which is the same average speed of a sailing yacht. The point of this excursion is to show the world that photovoltaic cells have evolved tremendously since their inception. Photovoltaic cells technology is far beyond short trip alone. We can now travel long distances safely with the aid of solar panels. Upon the successful completion of this voyage, it will be registered as a new world record in the Guinness Book of Records. It will be the first time that a motorized vessel crosses the Atlantic without a drop of gasoline. The goal of this endeavor is to spark confidence and trust in solar energy. This should strengthen the move towards cleaner sources of fuel for the future. This Italian beauty will leave you wanting more. There just isn't enough time on one sailing yacht charter to explore all the fantastic sailing grounds and go see all the impressive historic sites that Sicily has to offer. So let us introduce you to a few of them and tell you more about boat rental in Sicily in detail. What makes sailing holidays in Sicily so popular? Sicily is the largest Mediterranean island. Together with the surrounding minor islands, it constitutes the Sicilian region, which is the biggest autonomous region in Italy. With its favorable central location, it serves as a good transit station between the eastern and the western Mediterranean. The large indented coastline is very well suited for safe anchoring, and the prevailing northwesterly winds are great for sailing. In addition, you find excellent yachting facilities and plenty of harbors as well as mooring possibilities. The island is easily reachable due to its 3 airports in Trapani, Palermo and Catania. The main ports are Trapani, Palermo, Messina, and Catania, which are at the same time the capitals of their provinces. Messina is the busiest because of the ferry links to the Italian mainland and other places in Sicily, and as it is a stop for Mediterranean cruises. The distance to the Italian mainland from Messina is only 5 kilometers. Traveling there by ferry from Civitavecchia, the nearest port to Rome, can be much cheaper than flying there. The region of Calabria, which forms the southernmost tip of Italy, can also easily serve as a starting point for an Aeolian yacht charter. It has its 3 main airports in Reggio, in Lamezia Terme and in Crotone. Sicily benefits from a mild climate, no significant tides, a rich culture and history as well as great seafood and cuisine. The dramatic rocky scenery due to the volcanic origin of the island is something to behold. There are fertile mountains, beautiful aquamarine waters and many hidden coves to anchor peacefully. On top of all that, Sicily boasts stunning natural attractions like Mount Etna, Europe's highest active volcano, or the Stromboli volcano in the Aeolian Islands, as well as numerous ancient historic sites. Some relevant info for a bareboat charter in Sicily. Location: southern tip of Italian mainland. Capital: Palermo. Total length of coastline: 1,483.9 kilometers, including the smaller islands. Total surface area: 25,711 square kilometers. Highest point: Mount Etna, 3,329 meters. Main airports: Trapani, Palermo, Catania. Population: ca 5,100,000. Country code: +39. Climate: mild, Mediterranean. Which main charter destinations are there in Sicily? The main charter bases are in Marsala, Trapani, Terracini, Palermo, San Agata di Militello and Portorosa. Terracini is very convenient to get to as it is situated only 10 kilometers west of Palermo Airport. All those ports, however, are located within only 2 hours or less from an airport. They are concentrated in the north as it is very popular for charterers to go to the Aeolian Islands from there. It is also possible to hire a yacht from Reggio Calabria on the mainland and cross the Straits of Messina to go to the Aeolian Islands. The Straits of Messina have a traffic separation system, and for pleasure boats it is mandatory to advise the Coast Guard ahead of the crossing. The Sicilian west corner has a cliffy coastline with many coves, beaches and anchorages. From Trapani head to the 3 Egadi Islands, which are a nature reserve with mooring buoys and anchorages. Fees apply and the park rangers coming to the boat will collect them and tell you which places to visit. On a stretch of about 10 nm between Trapani and Palermo on the north coast there are the lovely harbour towns of San Vito lo Capo, Castellammare del Golfo, Balistrate and Terracini. They all have pontoons to moor up onto. Also on the north coast is Palermo. Better than to go to its slightly unpleasant and smelly main harbour would be to use the Marina Villa Igia with 379 moorings for boats up to 65 meters or the Marina Arenala with 200 berths for yachts up to 30 meters. Continue along the north coast and check out the medieval town of Cefalu and the sheltered port town of Portorosa with good facilities, resorts and restaurants. Sail the beautiful Aeolian Islands. They feature a wonderfully rugged, picturesque coastline. The anchorages are rather exposed, so it is safer to go to port overnight. There is beautiful, touristy Lipari. Then Stromboli that erupts every 20 minutes releasing ash and lava into the air, which is spectacular at night. The island Vulcano makes for a fascinating charter destination. You can go right up to the lip of the crater and smell the sulfuric acid fumes. Alacuti, Filacuti, Panarea and Salina are the smaller islands. Cruise down the popular east coast. From Messina, cover the approximately 25 nm to Taormina. Sail along the steep cliffs with coves and sandy beaches and around the tiny Isola Bella, a nature reserve connected to Sicily via a sand bank. About 10 nm further south is the small town of Riposto, where you can stock up at the excellent food market. Ca 20 nm more to the south you arrive at Catania and it's about a further 30 nm to Syracuse. This ancient town has a very good marina from where you can walk directly into the lively historical center. Harbor towns worth mentioning in the south are Scacca, Licata with its very sheltered marina and the beach resort town of Ragusa with an 800-berth marina for yachts up to 20 meters. What important weather systems are there for sailing in Sicily? Sicily has mild, wet winters and hot, dry summers. Catania on the east coast boasts the highest average of sunshine hours in the whole of Europe with 2,492 per year. This breaks down to a nice 6.8 hours per day. On the island in general, July breaks the record with a whopping 14 hours of sunshine per day. While the Sirocco brings hot air from Africa, the Mistral moderates and cools down the summer heat. Northwesterly winds with a force of 3 to 4 prevail. There are tidal currents in the Straits of Messina but they are fairly weak compared to the ones in the Atlantic or other oceans. Summary of the weather conditions for sailing a yacht charter in Sicily. Months with highest average temperature: July, August, 26 degrees. Months with lowest average temperature: January, February, 12 degrees. Month with highest average precipitation: December, 79 millimeters. Months with lowest average precipitation: June, July, 10 millimeters. Average wind speed May to October, 8 to 12 knots. Month with highest average water temperature: August, 27 degrees. Months with lowest average water temperature: February, March, 15 degrees. Main season, mid-April to October. How much is a yacht charter in Sicily and what are the different charter types? You can rent a 12-meter sailboat, for instance, from about €2,000 onwards. Prices go up according to size, model and equipment of the yacht. Day charter is available, mostly in the form of motor boat rental. The choice is also between a catamaran charter and sailboat or motor yacht hire. Then there is a bareboat or skippered yacht charter, and you can opt for crewed charter including a chef as well as stewardess and deckhands. The latter will certainly be the case on large luxury yachts. In Italy it is often common to hire a rib to explore the area or just go for a nice excursion on the water. And flotilla holidays are a very popular type of charter for family sailing holidays. What activities besides sailing are there on a bareboat charter in Sicily? If you like regattas, watch the demanding and challenging Middle Sea Race in October, and around the island sailing race that starts in Malta and then circumnavigates Sicily. Visit Cefalù, a lovely medieval town on the north coast with a stunning Duomo dating from 1131. In Catania, you can admire 2 Roman amphitheaters. Also check out the open-air market that sells amazing fish and the Piazza del Duomo with its impressive cathedral. A must-see are the Aeolian Islands, an immensely beautiful archipelago and UNESCO World Heritage Site. There are active volcanoes and quaint towns like Lipari with many dive companies and lovely boutiques and restaurants. In the hilltop town of Taormina near Mount Etna, visit the famous Teatro Antico, an ancient Greco-Roman theater that is still in use today. Meander through the pretty cobblestone streets and enjoy the great views from the top of the high cliff. Do a tour of Mount Etna on the east coast between Messina and Catania. It covers an area of 1,190 square kilometers and is permanently active. Syracuse is a historical ancient town with massive fortifications. It has a slightly faded charm, good shopping and a great Baroque cathedral that incorporates parts of a Greek temple built around 500 BC. The nearby necropolis of Pantalica dating from 700–1300 BC hosts thousands of tombs cut in the rock and is a spectacular sight. In the Valley of the Temples, an archaeological site in Agrigento on the south coast, you find the stunning ancient Greek Temple of Concordia, lit up by night, as well as 6 other temples. It is one of the main attractions in Sicily. Visit breathtaking Ragusa with many historic sites, churches and amazing architecture. To soak up pure, unspoiled nature, head to the Sila National Park in Calabria, which is said to have the cleanest air in Europe. Check out the nightlife, i.e. Palermo's in Bar Cursal Calhessa in a restored aristocratic palazzo and the Café Internazionale. In Taormina live it up in the Daiquiri Lounge or the Morgana Lounge Bar. Try out water sports like diving, snorkeling, fishing, water ski, wakeboarding, windsurfing, stand-up paddling and many more. Sample the savory and healthy cuisine that incorporates a wide array of vegetables and seafood. There are also some very famous sweet dishes including ice cream and many pastry specialties, so go ahead and enjoy. What is the procedure for sailing around Sicily on a charter yacht? If you hire a yacht in Sicily, you either need a skipper's license or proof that you have sufficient sailing experience. There are some very professional yacht charter providers specialized in bareboat or crewed yacht charter and motor or sailing boat rental. The Bahamas offer a wide range of yacht charter including bareboat yacht charter, skippered yacht charter, luxury crewed yacht charter, monohull and catamaran charter and both sail and motor yacht charter. Yacht charter in the Bahamas offers turquoise waters and sparkling white sandy beaches. There are many attractive, interesting yacht anchorages. The climate of the Bahamas is subtropical to tropical. The Gulf Stream significantly moderates the climate, particularly in the winter. Summer temperatures in the Bahamas average 30 degrees Celsius and are just 5 degrees Celsius cooler in the winter. Summer and autumn can bring very severe weather in the form of hurricanes. History: the seafaring Taino people moved into the southern Bahamas around the 7th century from Cuba and Hispaniola. They came to be known as the Lucayans, and there were an estimated 40,000 Lucayans on the Bahamas at the time of Christopher Columbus's arrival. His first landfall here was on San Salvador Island, also known as Watlings Island, in the southern part of Bahamas. Later Bahamian Lucayans were taken to Hispaniola as slaves. In 2 short decades many Lucayan societies ceased to exist due to forced labor, warfare, disease, immigration and outmarriage. After the Lucayan population was eliminated, the Bahamian islands were virtually unoccupied until the English settlers came from Bermuda in 1647 and settled on the island of Eleuthera. In 1718 the Bahamas became a British Crown colony. Some 8,000 loyalists and their slaves moved to the Bahamas in the late 1700s from New York, Florida and the Carolinas. Slavery was ended in the Bahamas in 1834 and this led to many slaves fleeing the USA and making a dangerous crossing of the Atlantic for the promise of a free life in the Bahamas. In 1964 the British made the Bahamas self-governing. And in 1973, the Bahamas became fully independent, but remained a member of the Commonwealth of Nations. The culture of the Bahamas is a mix of African and European influences. This can be seen in the island's music and different styles include junkanoo, rake and scrape, calypso and a unique form of hymnal. Marching bands are also an important part of life and are heard playing at funerals, weddings and other ceremonial events. In the less developed outer islands of the Bahamas, known as the Out Islands or Family Islands, regattas are important social events. They usually comprise 1 or more days of racing by old-fashioned workboats and combine an onshore festival. The Bahamas also have festivals associated with the local traditional crop or food, such as the Pineapple Fest in Gregory Town, Eleuthera or the Crab Fest on Andros. Currency, US dollars and US dollar travelers' checks can be used. Major credit cards may be accepted in hotels, restaurants and some shops. Abaco is a major center for yacht charter in the Bahamas. Here a full-service marina is home to many charter yachts. Fuel, water, ice, laundry and shower facilities are all available. You can also provision the yacht here. Fly to Abaco from Florida's Palm Beach, Fort Lauderdale and Miami airports. Your charter yacht is just 5 minutes from airport. There are several modern marinas in the Bahamas. The main cruising area for yacht charters comprises Great Abaco and Little Abaco, along with a delightful string of sandy cays just to the east. Begin in the center at quaint Man-o'-War Cay. The beach at Treasure Cay is one of National Geographic's top 10. Great snorkeling and a marine park are to be found at Fowl Cay. Green Turtle Cay is known for its cultural appeal with its museum, sculpture gardens, and fine dining at the Green Turtle Club. Visible for miles is the historic lighthouse of Hope Town, a candy-striped sentinel on the southeastern reef. South to the Pelican Cays National Park you will enjoy extensive colorful coral and sea life. Giant starfish can be seen scattered along the sandy bottom for miles. Tobago. Tobago has a land area of 300 square kilometers, 116 miles squared, and is approximately 42 kilometers, 26 miles long and 11 kilometers, 7 miles wide. The population is about 51,000, approximately 17,500 of which live in the capital, Scarborough. The climate is tropical, and the islands lie just south of the Atlantic hurricane belt. It was designated as a protected Crown Reserve on April 17, 1776 following representations by Soami Jennings, a UK MP, who was responsible for development in Tobago. It has remained a protected reserve ever since. This forested area has a great biodiversity including many species of birds, mammals, frog and non-poisonous snakes. It is also one of the most approachable areas of rainforest since it is relatively small and there are government-appointed guides at various locations, who charge very reasonable rates. The southern area of the island, from Scarborough southwards, is an area called the Lowlands. This is a more commercial area of Tobago, and is more dedicated to housing and tourist-related activities. This land is particularly flat, although the areas around Bucku and Bon Accord are in close proximity to the lagoon and swamp land, and are so more affected by high water levels and mosquitoes. Telephone and internet access. The international dialing code for Tobago is 1-868 followed by the 7-digit telephone number. Mobile phones that run on various network will work in Tobago, but the signal strength varies throughout the island. Internet access has improved and there are a number of internet cafes sprung up over the last 2 to 3 years. Driving. There are plenty of car rental companies on the island, just be sure to choose wisely, both in terms of quality of vehicle and cover on insurance. Driving is on the left in Tobago, the same as in England, but the opposite to most of the rest of the world. Unfortunately, the driving skills of the locals leave a lot to be desired, as you will find some drivers crawl along talking to all their friends as they drive. The authorities are just about to implement a law to stop driver using their mobile phones while at the wheel, that can only help. This coupled with the odd dog, cow and goat crossing the road, people stopping every 10 feet to pick up, drop off, and dodging the potholes, makes for interesting driving. When driving and discovering the island you will experience some of the most spectacular scenic routes, but you need to keep your eye on the road, as the road is potholed and bends and turns at quite alarming angles. But it is journey worth doing. Just take your time, be careful, and enjoy it. The International Airport. Tobago's International Airport is Crown Point, on the southernmost tip of the island. It's a fairly small airport in terms of those seen in Europe and the US, but generally quite efficient. When entering the country, once all necessary immigration and baggage collection has been done, you will be greeted by a wall of taxi drivers, hotel porters and families looking for incoming relations. Most of the hotels arrange a meet and greet at this point and will use either cars or buses to take you to your hotel. If, on the other hand, you have made no prior arrangements, then there are plenty of taxi drivers available, all ready and willing to help. Crime. Tobago is virtually the opposite of Trinidad, and at times it's hard to believe the two islands share a common flag. Trinidad newspapers constantly tell shocking stories of theft, murder, abduction and all kinds of other crimes, whereas Tobago is proud of its safe and secure status. Don't get me wrong, it may not be the safest places on the planet, but you can feel secure walking around at night for as long as you travel around sensibly. Try not to walk around with large amounts of cash, showing off huge amounts of jewelry, and electronic gadgets. If you are sensibly careful, then you should have no problems. Accommodation. Tobago has a good mix of types of accommodation from small guest house and apartments, hotels, tourist resorts, to luxury villas. Some of the hotels offer an all-inclusive package which appear to be popular and cost-effective. For a more exclusive dream holiday, a lot of visitors book a luxury villa with panoramic sea views, your own private swimming pools, and just to make it more relaxing, daily maid service is included in the price. There's so much to do. For those of you wishing for an active holiday, then there are many activities available such as golf, fishing, cycling, horse riding, water sports and more. Sailing. Tobago is a great sailing ground with lots of bays to make anchor and explore the other parts of the island. You and charter day sails or stay and sail packages and take a trip further afield. Cycling. Bicycles are a good way of seeing the island and can be rented locally. There is a cycling classic festival in September, when cars make way for the hordes of cyclists from all around the world. Both on and off-road cycling is plentiful. Water sports. Boat tours are one of the most popular ways to explore the island. Several operators work the waters, offering full-day trips with a barbecue lunch or sunset trips. Sailing is very popular and half-day or full-day trips can be arranged on an array of sailing boats from 50-foot yachts to hobby cats. For those who just like a relaxing boat trip, then the glass-bottom boats are for you. Explore the underwater world through the crystal-clear Caribbean waters. Jet skis are available for hire, and for those more adventurous, then you need to try kite surfing. Horse riding. Those who prefer a slower, earth-bound tour can go horse trekking, including beach ride and swim packages with tuition. Golf. There are 2 excellent pristine courses on the island. Tobago Plantations on wind-blown Atlantic 15 and Mount Irvine on the Caribbean side. Scuba diving and snorkeling. Tobago is one of the best scuba diving sports in the southeastern Caribbean, yet it has relatively few divers visiting its pristine coral reefs, volcanic formations and marine wrecks. The aquamarine seas around Tobago are home to 300 species of South Atlantic coral and a variety of spectacular multicolored fish, including the neon orange and blue parrotfish, the black and yellow striped sergeant majors and every species of angel fish, not to mention such larger species such whales, stingrays, sharks, dolphins, turtles, squid, and an enormous number of manta rays. There are a number of certified scuba diving operators. Sport fishing. Chartering a sport fishing boat is exciting. Rich picking of marlin, sailfish, tuna and dolphin, not flipper, are caught all year round. Wildlife. The tourist board holds a list of well-established, trained guides, offering hiking and wildlife tours. There are over 430 different species of birds, 620 different species of butterflies, 2,300 different shrubs and plants, 700 of them orchids. There are 100 different mammals including a huge variety of bats, and 70 different reptiles. It's little wonder that some of the country's most regular visitors are international filmmakers shooting key sequences for wildlife documentaries, like David Attenborough's The Trials of Life. Darren James Leonard James Promotions.net